explain.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order at 5 o'clock. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Bond?
Here.
Mrs. Duff?
Here.
Mrs. Gay? Mrs. Grooms?
Here.
Mrs. Harlow?
Here. Do we make a motion to excuse Gloria again?
Yes, I'll second that.
Second. All in favor? We don't do this often, do we? Okay, well, we don't have any minutes from the last meeting.
Well, sort of. I put them in, didn't I?
You did?
Yeah.
Okay,
In the packet.
Yep.
okay, should we,
It wasn't a very
any
long meeting.
changes or corrections? I don't.
No.
Okay. Okay, having not heard none, then we'll approve them as submitted. And then we'll go to business.
Okay.
All right. So the first item is the Community Master Park Vision Plan.
Brent, you need to redo the chair and the vice chair, be in the first meeting of the year this year.
Oh, yeah?
You have, yep, somebody has to nominate and vote for the chair and then the vice chair.
Okay.
That's, yeah, because it's the first meeting of the year, it's the organizational meeting.
So what I just got to ask, who wants to
So
be
Doc-
the chair?
I guess, I mean, how do they do it before? They nominate somebody?
I
or-
nominate Sylvia for chair.
Okay.
Second it?
Yeah, I mean, isn't that how it's already? That's the way it is?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
just leave it as it
Yeah.
is.
But we still have to do it
Yeah,
verbally.
you still
Yeah,
have to- okay.
that's fine.
And vice chair Patty Bond.
I said,
Yeah, we need to take a vote. Okay, on the chair, we'll take a vote. Mrs. Duff?
Yes.
Mrs. Grooms?
Yes,
Mrs. Harlow? Mrs. Bond?
Yes.
And then on vice chair, Mrs. Grooms?
yes.
Mrs. Harlow?
yes,
Mrs. Bond?
Yes.
Mrs. Duff?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
I just did too.
Sorry about that.
seems like it's been so long. I know.
We good on that?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. The first item is the Community Master Park Vision Plan. So Patty and Sharon have been a big help in this with the steering committee, also Nick behind us. We have been pushing along. We are probably 8 months into it now. So with that being 8 months in, we've had a lot of discussions. Obviously, they've come to a lot of our events, talked to the public, asked what the public wants. So they have taken all their recommendations and put them into some layouts for some of the parks. And then also, we've also gone over new missions, new visions, our core values, and then goals and objectives going forward. And so April 3rd will be the last steering committee meeting. That's a Thursday. And what we're going to do at that meeting is Branstetter Carroll, Keith, will go over kind of his presentation that he's going to give to council, and which will probably be April 28th. And that is where he will be in here doing this and going over all the things that have come forward and their vision for us in the future for the next 10 years. So I would encourage you all to be there that night. I think April 28th, I think it would be a good night, council meeting to come to. And they'll lay it out. I wanted to kind of show you guys a little bit, but I didn't want it to go out to the public yet because this is a public forum. And the only reason why I don't is because a lot of the council members don't know it yet either. So I don't want people to see this and then they get asked questions and they have no idea what's going on yet. So that's kind of why I've kind of left it out. But I just wanted to go over those few things with you that we are moving forward. Things have gone very well, I believe. And the things that I've seen, the things we've come up with through the steering committee is really good. And with the help of everybody in on this, I think the next 10 to 15 years from Moraine, you're going to see a lot of changes in Parks and Rec. It is going to cost a lot of money, but hopefully we can find the funding. We can get grants. We can get some local businesses to hopefully donate some money. And if we can do that, we can hopefully pull this off and change a lot of the parks. I still don't know necessarily all the little details yet that are going to come out. I know some of the things with some of the parks, not necessarily getting rid of them, but if changing them, maybe getting rid of the playgrounds and changing them into green spaces, that kind of stuff, being, I guess, being strategic about it. And so with that, does anybody have any questions about the Master Park Vision Plan? Okay. That's all I got for that, unless anybody has anything to add. Next, I have Easter. This year, Easter is going to be on April 12th, the Easter egg hunt. It will be here. It'll be the same kind of setup outside. Hopefully it's warmer. That's always the problem with that time period. We have eliminated 2 of the age groups. So we eliminated the teens, or not teens, 18 plus, sorry. 13 to 17 will still be there, but the 18 plus, we're getting rid of that. And then we did do an ADA area last year, but nobody did it. So we just took that away. So we put more effort into where everybody else is, those certain age ranges. So we're adding more eggs to those. So I believe right now it is, I think all 6,000 might be packed and ready to go. So we've been beating the ground. Actually, two of our part-time staff have really done it all. They've taken the bull by the horns on that. Dee has done a lot. We will be in here to take pictures with the Easter Bunny. I know the setup is in the way this year, but we'll still figure out a way to have a setup for a photo shoot in here with the Easter Bunny. Can't take everything away. I mean, just because the stuff's here. We got to still leave most of it. So yeah, if there's any questions on Easter,
What time?
10 o'clock. Yep. So we thought about changing it to 11, but the timing of all this, I think I told you, WGI, which is the marching bands that are in town, they'll be here that day too. It's like their last day. So they're supposed to be here at 11, and we're going to push them to 12. So most people are out of here but within an hour anyway, hour and a half. So then we'll do that at 10, wrap that up, and then they'll be showing up probably 12 o'clock and then playing until they have to go on stage at whatever time they go on stage. So it's going to be crazy busy here at the rec center that day, but nothing we haven't really had in the past. So shouldn't be too bad. Just be a lot going on. Any questions on Easter? Yeah, we do want you to help. So we obviously want you all to be here.
Like last year?
Probably, yeah. Yep. Same kind of thing. Dee is kind of heading it up, so she will send out an email to everybody, kind of what they're going to do or what we're asking you to do. So, all right. Cool. All right. And then the last item I have is the 60th anniversary. If nobody's known about it, the 60th anniversary, kind of gone back and forth. We have a committee, Patty and Chair are on it. What aren't they on? But so the idea was, through the comprehensive land study, was Moraine wanting a downtown, kind of creating the downtown feel somewhere. So me and Aaron kind of headed up trying to get the committee to do it on Main Street. So as time went on, we talked about it, we voted on it. Instead of doing it here, we wanted to do it there so it wasn't like a Parks and Rec event. We wanted it to be the whole city's event. We didn't want it to look like all eyes were on Parks and Rec for this. We wanted it to be the whole city. And we brought in the other departments, and then some safety concerns came up with that. And because of that, we thought it through, kind of had some talks. We brought in an emergency meeting, and decided to move it back over here just for safety reasons. I kind of thought the same thing with this being in a one-off event and not maybe continuing like a festival for the future, that we have one shot at this, and if we move it to Main Street and we mess up or it doesn't go right, we kind of failed at that. And we don't want to do that. So we know how to do it here. We know how to run an event here. We got the space, the parking, everything's here. So we decided to move it back here, which is a bummer because we do want to draw attention to different parts of Moraine, but it is what it is. So we are going to move it back down here. That will be May 31st. We will have a Parks and Rec booth. So you are looking at, it's going to be a 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 10 a.m. to 2 will be a car show, cruise-in.
What time did you say?
10 to 2.
No, I meant for the cruise then.
The cruise-in's 10 to 2. The whole event
Oh,
will be
10 to
10 to
2.
8, yeah. So that'll be done at 2, but at the same time, we will have craft vendors, food vendors, rides. We got carnival rides that are coming that we've rented, and everything's free. There's no cost to anything except if you want to buy food. That's the only thing. So it'll be kind of like 4th of July. Everything's free except food. So we will have a booth. I think we're getting some swag for everybody so we can give out some stuff. And we're going to try to promote more of this master park plan because it will be voted on by then. So hopefully we have a good plan that we can showcase. But we would like you to be in that booth that day. You don't have to be there all day, obviously. That'd be a very long day. But 2 to 4 o'clock, 2 to 4 will be a band, Touch, which is a Motown, right? Yeah,
Right.
Motown band. And then from 6 to 8 will be a group called Fleetwood Gold. So it's a Fleetwood Mac cover band. And then that's how we'll end the night is with them. But in the whole meantime, you will have crafts and food and just hanging out and enjoying Moraine's 60th anniversary. So, again, we'd like you to sit at the booth. We'll figure out more timing as we get a little bit closer and get an idea of what's going on more with our booth. So, really, other than that, does anybody have any questions on the 60th? T-shirts? Yeah, so there was I don't know if I have it, but there was a logo created. I thought I did.
I do too.
Maybe I don't. Yeah, I don't have the logo with me, sorry. But there was a logo created that we're going to have the Moraine logo here and then that logo on the back. So it's like a shield with the 60th. Kind of looks like the 50th if you're part of the 50th. It looks like that, but I guess the 60th is the diamond anniversary. So they incorporated some diamonds on it and stuff like that. So, yeah. So it looks really good. AI does wonderful things. And, but really, that's all I have with the 60th. If there's any questions on that. All right.
Well, just one
Yeah.
thing, to let it be known that we will be needing volunteers.
Oh, yeah.
For everything
Absolutely.
else
Yeah.
during that day.
Yeah, so we will be doing a Sign Up Genius account. We're looking into, when we do Sign Up Genius, we usually do it through the schools, so Fairmont and West Carrollton. We've never really done a Sign Up Genius through the public, so I don't know how that will look, and we're trying to figure that out, what's going to be the easiest way to do it. Dave Miller has kind of laid out the time slots and areas for that, which will be coming out probably in a little more detail soon. So, but yeah, we will need volunteers, more than just who already volunteers. So. All right. And then the next meeting will be, I have April 15th as the next third Tuesday, 2 months from now.
Be right after Easter.
Yep.
Or the egg
Be before Easter.
Between,
Easter, the egg hunt and Easter.
right.
Yep. And then anything for open discussion? Anybody? Okay, that's all I have.